6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to ACG, where we're just a couple gamers. It's your boy Smooth.
And the incomparable Killer Queen.
Ladies and gentlemen, you already know what time it is. It's tea time.
Ready to go.
Guys, we have so much to talk about. Today is KQ's comeback episode. The comeback episode. You close the door, please.
Yeah, I'm super stoked. But just I'm excited is definitely downplaying it. Yeah.
Before we get started, I just want to give a couple minutes for everybody to, not everybody, but for a lot of people to get in here. And I do believe they're not going to want to miss tonight's episode because we have so much to talk about. And Queen, I know you've been gone for a while. I don't want to go into details yet because I know people have been wondering where you've been. But what would you say to the people who did think that you were done with Tea Time, that you were done on the channel?
Oh, okay. Well, first and foremost, I'm never done with Tea Time or ACG. This is my fam. These are my people. And as long as there is breath in me and people still want to hear me talking and see us on ACG, I'm going to keep pushing. And honestly, we're not stepping back at all. This is just a tiny little, blip for me to get my things together. And I told everybody when I hit the ground, I'm coming running. So better watch out, because if you thought I was fierce before, yeah, I'm coming back with a vengeance. And I'm excited. I'm excited to bring y'all content, new stuff, interesting new things that you're not going to expect at all is going to come out of Tea Time. It's not just going to be like a gossipy place, but let's keep it real. There's going to be drama because we love the tea. Yeah,
there's gotta be
love
drama.
The tea. And anyone who knows me knows, I say it as it is. I do not sugarcoat anything. I don't lie or hide things. I say how I really truly feel. So, and some people will really respect that and they like what I have to say and agree. Some people will disagree with what I say and be mature enough to still appreciate me and like me anyways. And for those that don't like it, don't watch, dude. It's that simple.
We've got people piling in here now, so let's just go ahead and kind of open up things a little bit. Before you went away, we did an episode. It was our 100th episode, and at the time, things were going a little bit crazy. You did manage to find the time to make it to the award ceremony, and everything on the channel just felt very copacetic at the time, and I know that a lot of things went down that contributed to you kind of needing to take a mental break. And we talked a little bit about the mental breaks last night and how it's good for everybody. Dragon Banes, by the way, says, I'm really looking forward to getting to know who KQ really is. I've been gone so long. Definitely.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad to let y'all know who I am. So this is perfect. You'll get the most authentic version of me is here. So it's as real as it gets.
Well, sorry I got distracted. But what I was meaning to say was there was a lot of things that were going on around that time period. Was that difficult for you? Given your situation, and we can get into your situation in a little bit, but how difficult was it for you at that time of the award ceremony and everything that was going on? Where was your head at?
So because I had so much going on in my personal life, my head felt very clouded, and I was extremely overwhelmed by the outpour of love with our 100th episode. I was extremely proud. I shed a tear. And it just, for me, during the 100th episode specifically, it was, it really unified the bond that we already had. You know what I mean?
Right.
It just really solidified that bond for me even closer. But within game, there was some stuff that was going on in Godfather, specifically. There was some stuff that was going on that was just, it was testing my patience, yo. I just got to a point where I was this is not what I want.
Well, the reason I ask where your head was at was because we've had some conversations about some of the things that you may have said or done around that time period, and it really kind of all came down to a couple of situations. One, your real life situation. Two, Godfather game situation, and then a particular person or two. But before we get into that, what is your message to everybody who's been basically saying you were done because you left the game, and they think that Tea Time was specifically revolving around Godfather, when in fact it's not?
No, okay. So first of all, secondly, Tea Time is not just solely based on Godfather. What a narcissistic thing to say. And I have huge plans for Tea Time. And I think everyone's going to really be excited. And yeah, like, people can think whatever they want. I don't care really what other people's opinions are. They're entitled to it. But I'm not going anywhere. That's it. And I have way too big of a personality to just let it like dwindle. I love doing this. And I'm pretty sure that anybody who has watched Tea Time up until this point can see I really clearly love this. I put my heart into it. I work really hard with everybody so that I can produce like the best kind of content that I think I want from Tea Time. So it's definitely not just for The Godfather. It's my Tea Time. So I'm a gamer by heart, and like, I play way more games than just Godfather. So, I mean, while I love Godfather, I will always carry a piece of it with me because it was literally a huge portion of my life for like a decade. But with that being said, you have to know the right time to make the right kind of moves for what I want for the future. So it's not just Godfather based. And if I took a break from Godfather, the two correlating at the same time was just like coincidence. But The Godfather and Tea Time are not locked in solely. So anybody who dislikes me from Godfather, you should be happy I'm not there. You don't have to deal with me anymore. But Tea Time, she's always going to be there.
I like that. And thank you for clarifying that. Speaking of clarifying, so the host looks beautiful. Shadow Monarch says the host looks beautiful. And so I kind of gave my version of Tea Time, but Dragonbane says, what is exactly Tea Time?
So Tea Time, it started out really, the boys had like the podcast for Godfather, and they were giving such great like tips for the technical side of things, so strategies and ways to help build your characters and whatnot. And that was amazing, and I loved it. But I'm like, I want in on that. But I'm like, there's things I want to touch on that aren't technical at all. They're more like emotional, and yeah, it's gonna bring the drama. Emotions do bring drama, whether you want it or not. It happens, and folks love watching that stuff. I mean, that's why reality TV does so well, because people love watching it. They want to see other people's drama and not live it themselves. So I wanted to play, so we started doing episodes on mental health and the game and how they go together and how it affects people. And then it became much more like a female's perspective in the game, because I felt like women were being really underplayed in The Godfather. Like, they were being underrated significantly, and I wanted to draw a little more attention to my sisters in The Godfather. I mean, there's a lot of we're not all just like flirts to get our way to the top, but some of us are, and if that's how you want to strategize, that's your thing. There are lots of women who are just very strong, independent, they're smart, and they play in a different kind of way, sometimes even harder than the boys play. And I wanted to bring light to that. And then it evolved again and was like, it's just a place now for me to discuss what I want. Whatever games I'm playing, if I want to bring light or attention to my brothers from ACG, I'll do that. My whole episode, or a new game that I want to try out, something that I haven't played yet, or get some advice on something, or maybe we'll discuss something that's to do with mental health or an emotional episode. Not every episode is drama. Not every one of them are serious. somewhere lighthearted. It's my damn talk show. That's it.
And I'm glad you said it like that, because it is your segment, and you and I want to make something very clear, because I think that a lot of people they don't realize that you are the one that comes up with your own content ideas. And that was one of the first things when I said, okay, let's start this tea time thing. I'm gonna put the ball in your court. Show me what you can do with it. She took the job I assigned to her and just absolutely windmill 360 dunked it. Gave me content ideas. Like, she's very organized. Like, everything is always ready to go with her. I don't really have to try at all. It's just, okay, let's do sound check. What do you want to talk about? Okay, this? Okay, done. And so she's very, very on top of this shit, guys. So it's not as though this is my segment at all. I just show up and turn the camera on. That's pretty much it. We got Deadpool in here. Says, imagine tea time without tea. Ooh, it would just be time.
Yeah. Well, it would just be time. That's exactly, and then I wouldn't be here.
I do want to touch on what Dragonbane said, because he's very active in chat today. He says, awesome. I get tired of guy channels or girl channels. It's nice to have both sides and make everyone feel welcome. Damn right. That's a good... Couldn't have said it better myself.
Because while I talk about wanting a female perspective all the time, I consistently say how important it is for my bros from ACG or any men who want to call in and have their perspective heard on what we're discussing. I could be discussing something that's predominantly for women and want a man's opinion, and I've done that. How many times have I brought Rex in? How many times have we had Doc on, where we all sat and talked, and not everybody agreed with everything. Like, we had disagreements. There were times where I got very heated and tantrumed right off my own show. like
right off
what it is.
That's funny.
And
I love my family and I love my bros. It just happens.
I'll be very candid about that for a second, because that is something that I never really did address. I addressed it to you personally. This is something that is very new for KQ. And so I think people need to take everything that's said on this show, probably for the next month or so, until she really gets in a groove, and it, like, I made my own mistakes. I've owned them damn mistakes. I've brought it up plenty of times. Like, I've been streaming for a lot of years, but it wasn't until this last year that I started looking at this like a business, right? And so you're gonna make some mistakes along the way. It's how you make them mistakes and react and move on from those mistakes, and how you deal with it. And so I can tell you guys that yes, KQ has made some mistakes, but nobody's perfect. We are all human, and she has learned from those mistakes. So that is really what it comes down to, is what happens after you make those mistakes. Do you learn from those lessons? Because if you don't, it's going to turn around and bite you. Now, moving onward, though, let's go ahead and just jump right into when things went south. Tea Time was riding on a serious high. You were smashing out episodes. You were bringing on co-hosts. You were really doing your damn thing. But right around that time period, what was it that was the main focus of your aggravation and irritation and was just pissing you off?
In life or in game?
Let's go with game first, and we'll kind of segue into the life.
Perfect. In game, in my server, oh man, I felt like I made major mistakes in 29.5, and I carried regret very heavily with me. So when I went to 30.5, carrying that regret with me was a mistake. I shouldn't have went to another server until I had dealt with what I needed to from 29.5. But like, my heart really broke in that server. So going to 30.5, I was just hot mess express. And then, I had met somebody who I thought was someone that I could trust. You know what? Screw it. This is tea time. We're dropping names tonight.
Yeah, we're dropping names.
Yeah. So I met a player named Bars, and he seemed like he was really down. And I was like, oh, he's kind of cute. I should talk and get to know him. And it turned out that he was just very much a narcissistic, gaslighting, abusive man. And he was extremely rude to me constantly. He was like, I just felt like it was constantly a mind game that he was playing with me. Like, I could see that he was doing things to try and undermine me, to take my family. And he could say no all he wants, but that's what was happening. He would like interrogate me. He caused a huge rift between me and my ACG bros. So I started feeling very secluded, and it really just got to me. I felt like it really just started breaking me down, and he like was borderline bullying me. And I thought that was unacceptable behavior. And at the time, with what was going on in my personal life at the time, and then, you know, the stuff that was brought from 29.5 and then trying to rebuild in what was 30.4, it was just hot mess express. And I really got to the point where I was like, you know what? I don't need to be bullied every day and gaslit and made to feel like I'm the crazy person. I'm not doing this anymore. I've done this for years. I'm over it. I was ready to retire and hung my heart up. Like 100%, I almost gave my account away to a very dear friend. So, I mean, it was really not good. Oh, thank you, Hedge. I'm so happy to see.
Yeah, you were on fire for a second, so I didn't want to interrupt you, but I was definitely going to let you know he said that. Yeah, Headshot says, I like the hairstyle, Queen. Appreciate you, Headshot. Thanks for coming in and watching. Okay, so you talked about one of the main aggravators, game-wise.
Yes.
So, and I ask you this with half of me not wanting to ask you this because I know how personal this is for you.
Yeah, it's okay.
With whatever you are comfortable talking about, could you kind of let the viewers know what is going on in your personal life that caused so much chaos and heartache for you?
So long story short, I was living in this really beautiful home. I was very happy, had my family, everything was going great. And then my 2 older sons moved out, which was a hard blow to take. And then my landlord told me he was selling the house and I had a certain amount of time to pack and move and get out. And that was a devastating blow because we were like, there's a crisis for housing in my city right now. And I could not acquire housing fast enough for me and my children. So we had to, as of June 1st, go to a women's shelter and stay there. And that's why I couldn't do really many tea times at all because the privacy issues involved within the shelter. Like there's a lot of privacy stuff. So it was very difficult. And like the 2 months that I have been here, I'm happy to say that come in 1 week exactly, I'm moving into my own place. Hey. So I finally found a place. Yay!
Yeah.
I found a place. We're moving in. And that's what I'm saying. Tea time's coming back. I couldn't wait till I was in a new place. I had to like really work hard so that I could get this episode in because it meant so much to me to reach out to my fan base and try to make new fans and just remind people of who I am and what I'm going to bring to the table. But once I'm all moved in, and guys, I'm telling you, tea time's going nowhere. But during that 2 months, I felt so lonely. I was so sad because I missed doing it. I miss talking to people. I miss bringing the content, and it just is so much a part of me now that like not having it was just such a lonely time for me. But the times are looking up, friends.
Dragonbane says, "Oh my God, I know people who have been in shelters and they are rough. More power to you for getting out. That takes a lot of willpower not to fall into that rut."
Thank you. Yeah, my kids are unbelievable and they're so strong and they're so amazing and loving. And they have been absolutely amazing through this. So I'm going to spoil the crap out of them when we get into our house and like do all the things that I want to do. So I'm really excited. Like I'm most excited to do things like cook and tea time. It's mostly like my favorite things right now that I'm looking forward to.
Well, we are very excited for you. I myself consider myself to be a pretty good friend to you. and
Yes.
you to myself. And so, you know, I can say that I'm very, very proud of you. And
Thank
I
you.
truly do see nothing but good things on the horizon for you. So, you know, with
Thank
that
you.
said, so what were the hardest parts for you about being in that situation that you were in?
It just felt very lonely. And while I was in the situation and I was going through that stuff with 29.5 and then the stuff with bars in 30.4, and it sucked because I thought that we were developing a friendship and it did not. It just felt like it was manipulated into something for him to get leverage. And I just thought, and he's just like a dirty snake in the grass. You know what I mean? Like, I wish I could say nicer things about him, but then I would be lying because that's just a show. So I was really lonely and then just continuously getting it from him. Like, and I am not this kind of person, but I was like walking on eggshells within the game to not say or do anything to trigger him into reacting and like lashing out on me. And I am not that woman. Like, when I say I chose the name Killer Queen and I stand by the fact that I feel I'm a queen, I feel that. So when I allow somebody else to make me feel that low, I was like, that's it. Time to hang up my hat for a while here. I had to gain myself again.
I completely understand, and I would have felt the same exact way as you.
Yeah.
So what was it that got you through this situation? What was it that made you keep going, not give up, not turn tail and hide? Like, what was it that keeps you motivated? Not just for tea time, but just in life throughout this situation.
Well, first and foremost, it's always my kids. They come first for everything. They're always my inspiration. They are what keep me moving. They make me want to be a better person every single day. So it's always my kids. And like through all of this stuff, of course, like my friends and family, but like I could not have gone through this without unending love from Smooth and Lethal. Because you guys were beyond supportive, even at times when we couldn't see the bigger picture and there was animosity between us. I still felt love from you. You know what I mean? And I know you felt love from me as well. And that support was just so important. And like, it's rare when you can find people that you've never even met face to face and feel like they're like your family. And that's how I felt. So when I had that support, I was like, and I mean, Lethal, she would push me too. She would like message me and be like, come on, girl, I haven't heard from you in a bit. What are you doing? What's going on? Let's do this. Like, I was like, oh, I don't want to talk, but I can't say no. But I'm so like appreciative of her doing that. She is like the most solid friend. I just love her so much. So my friends, my family, my children, yeah, lots of love. Love's always it's my thing for everything. It's the answer for everything.
I like it, and I 100% agree. Also, Lethal is like very good at just making sure she's checking in on everybody.
Yeah, big time.
That's one thing that she's just on top of always. She's always checking in. You know,
She's a good friend, and she sees the best in people, even in people who don't deserve it. She still sees the best in those people. That's what makes her exceptional.
I agree.
Yeah, so when people treat her like shit, it makes me very unhappy.
Well, I have a question for you, and
Yeah.
I know that you had wanted to surprise some people with some of the ideas that you had for Tea Time, but given that you've made your comeback and you've kind of let the people know that you're on fire again and nobody's putting you out, what do you see for Tea Time moving forward? Do you have plans to keep it a podcast? Are you going to do like the ACG channel itself and do a podcast / gaming, or where do you see this going? Because I already have seen a huge amount of progress from you as far as evolving into an actual host. I could tell you were very nervous and kind of and not sure about yourself at first, but over these last, I don't know, 5-6 episodes, I've seen a huge transformation, and so I can definitely see this in your future. But how do you see it in your future?
Oh, man, I was just thinking to myself, like, over the next few months, I plan on pushing like scheduled episodes so that people can know they can come in like twice a week, and in one episode they'll get like some gaming stuff with me, because I do want to pursue some other games outside of Godfather. Not that I'm going to forget about it, but there are other games that I really want to push for, and like things that are very near and dear to my heart. So I'm excited for that. They could log in, they could watch me like playing games and like talking about it, and discussing different things for it. I don't really want to say too much about which games they are, but I promise it's good. And I feel the following is going to expand greatly, which is great though, because then all these people will get exposed to ACG, and then maybe those people will want to branch out into other games that we're playing also, like from, you know what I mean, intertwining. So, and then I would like 2 episodes a week. So one for gaming, one for just like my own little talk show, talk about if there's some drama going on and I want to discuss it. If there's, something that I feel people should discuss, then I'm going to discuss it. Like, I'll have different topics. I'll have my sisters and my bros on. I want to be able to have people call in and I can just jump them in, you know what I mean? And talk with them, like, just like a radio show, like just like a radio podcast, but it's online. Like, I definitely see at least 2 episodes a week consistently at the same time every week. And then, man, the sky's the limit. I'm just going to push as hard as I can. Like,
and that's exactly what I wanted to hear, to be honest with you. It's the perfect answer. And you know that we're already, because Lethal has grown the Discord channel so much, we are tapped in with the Frostborn community, and Dark Archer from the Frostborn community says, the Frostborn community welcomes you, KQ.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I just started playing Frostborn, actually, and I kind of love it. Like, I obviously can tell now that when I die, people are going to just steal everything from me that they can. So I've accepted that. But I'm going to make friends with really strong people who don't die a lot. And
good luck. We still die. What are you talking about?
I'm just going to get like some boys to come protect me, and then or they could pick my stuff up when I die. They could grab it real quick and then give it back to me, right? Like, work as a plan.
She's getting the hint.
But here is some news, and I want to put this out there to the world. This is the most exciting news. I want everybody to know this, because Lethal has gone above and beyond, guys, to make sure that the ACG team, all of our content, is on every single major social media platform.
Yeah, round of applause
to you, let's go.
Thank you, girl.
We are now on Instagram. We are on Twitter. We are on Spotify, which I will be getting every single one of these episodes onto Spotify. But here's a big thing that a lot of people don't know. They don't care to know, or they just never heard of it. It's called Threads. Okay, Lethal spends a ridiculous amount of time on these threads, and she's roping in different gaming communities. She's networking with other streamers that are much bigger than my platform. We are quite literally, ladies and gentlemen, we are a year away from everybody knowing who we are. Like, I can't, like, I mean, yes, it's a bit of an exaggeratory. However, it's kind of not. Because if you look at the growth at our channel already, literally in the last 5 months, we have almost garnered another 1,000 subscribers. We are at going towards 50,000 views in 90 days.
That's amazing.
And that's just on our YouTube. Now imagine all of these social media platforms combined, plus the threads. Like, you cannot go without hearing our name a year from now. I promise you that. But here is the most important part. We are going to be doing a live stream at 11 o'clock. Wait, no, I'm sorry. 10 o'clock. So in 30 minutes. And I'm not going to spoil any surprises, but if you miss it, you're going to hate me and you're going to really hate yourself. You're going to want to be here for it. And it's because of this. We have people currently spending more time in their day trying to get us shadow banned, canceled, the whole 9 yards on this one platform. Here's my message to you. This is the least important platform you could try and get me canceled from. And here's why. The money is crap. The monetization is damn near a scam. Like you will work your balls off to get monetized for years and years, and it could go away in a second, and it has nothing to do with anybody else but a mistake that you make yourself. So if I just so happen to say a certain thing or do a certain thing that's against the policy, which I don't, but if I were to, everything goes away. So we will now be on Kick. We will now be on Rumble. Both platforms which cannot be demonetized, cannot be deplatformed, cannot be canceled. We're going to be everywhere. So answer this question for me, Queen. How are you going to stop what can't be stopped? How are you going to shut down what can't be shut down?
Honestly, I just say let the haters hate. I mean, I know these people, they want their names mentioned on here, and I was going to do it to be spiteful, but you know what? I'm going to be even more spiteful and not give them the attention that they're seeking. They don't deserve their name said in our shows, period. They know who they are. Everybody who knows us knows who they are. I'm not saying their name and giving them a second. They think that they could do what we do? Go ahead and try. I'm not intimidated. Go ahead and try. But you can't beat us. Like, we have personalities.
Queen, I'm gonna pop you in the face. What is interesting to me is that their motivation is for a reason, because they know we have proof and they know it looks bad on them. So they are constantly trying so hard to protect.
They're trying to take our voice.
Yeah, but they're trying to protect the only thing they care about, which is
their
themselves
reputation.
and their reputation.
Right.
They're scared.
Yeah.
With that said, the last thing I'm going to say about this is just be ready, because if you see any amount of us slowing down at all on YouTube, and I mean at all, like if you went 3 hours without a live stream or hearing from us, just know it's because we're working on Kick, we're working on Rumble, we're working on Instagram, we're working on all of these other social media platforms that are anyways. So you guys get ready, because Tea Time will be on all the major social media platforms, not just YouTube, very, very soon.
That makes me excited.
Rant over.
I'm stoked.
Dark Archer says if you got haters, then you're doing something right.
Yeah, and he's right. It's true. Let the haters hate. I love that people are getting upset with me because I'm doing something that they clearly cannot.
Exactly.
I'm sorry that they feel the way they feel, but I'm not going to change who I am. I'm not going to dim my shine. I'm a queen, baby. I stumble, I adjust my crown and continue on. That's how I go. Oh.
I just want to say really quickly, Dragonbane says it's gone from a couple gamers to a ton of gamers. You're damn right, Dragonbane. If you guys do want to check out all of our other social media platforms, all you have to do is click the link that I highlighted in the live chat. That is our Gravatar. It has all of our social media platforms. Definitely check that out if you guys haven't already. But let's move on with the interview here. I do think that it's important to highlight why it is that you wanted your voice heard, because I know a lot of people are probably like, who is this girl? Okay, she games, so what? Like, why did Smooth put her on here? Aside from the fact that she's a really good friend of mine, and I look at her like a sister, she also has a lot of really cool qualities. She can be tapped in with the females, but at the same time have an awesome conversation with the guys. She's very relatable, and she had a lot of things that she had on her chest that she felt she needed the world to hear. I was just wondering if you could tell the people at all, where is your stance on females in the social media atmosphere, in the stratosphere of social media? A lot of people immediately, when they think of females in social media, there's two things that come to mind. Me, this is just my personal, what comes to my mind, and what I think probably generalized. comes to most guys' minds is, number one, if she's a streamer, she's probably using her body to garner views. That's the first one. And the other one is obviously the big one, OnlyFans. So how do you separate
OnlyFans? Sorry, guys.
And look, I could be wrong. Chat Mafia, you got to tell me if I'm wrong or not here. But those are generalized things like that come to mind when I think of female streamers and podcasters and stuff. So where do you put yourself in that stratosphere, and how do you keep yourself separate from the rest of the classmates?
I feel like I'm a true female gamer. There's nothing I hate more than they're like, I'm a gamer girl. And she's got her headphones and her little crop top and her little shorty shorts where the pockets hang out longer than the shorts do. Like, girl, your shorts should be longer than your vagina lips, okay? You're not a gamer girl. Gamer girls are sitting around in our dirty ass clothes because we didn't change it for 2 days, snacking and eating microwave food because we don't want to get away from the 6-hour marathon of gaming that we're doing. That's real gaming. These girls with their hair and makeup done and acting all gorgeous. Gamers. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're thirsty. You're just seeking attention. That's not real gamer girls. And gamer girls don't have to be super nerds either. We're not all sitting around in people's basements with massive braces and thick bottle, glasses. And even if you are, who cares? I'm a gamer girl, and I want people to be like, okay, this is what gamer girls can be like. It don't have to be that or that. You know what I mean? Because I feel like the stereotyping is always, you're either thirsty girls trying to get attention, or you're super nerdy and never leave your house. And I feel like I'm probably in between. I'm a little thirsty and a little nerdy. And I love gaming and I want to talk about it. I'm opinionated. I am strong. I am strategic. I don't just depend on men to make my moves. I am a strategical beast when I want to be. I'm always thinking a few steps ahead in everything, not just gaming, life as well. I always want to be a few steps ahead. So when I'm when I feel silenced, I can't speak or say what I want to say or talk about the game in the way, or I'm just underestimated all the time. That kills me. It killed me in Godfather that people just underestimated me because I'm a hot, I have a heated temper. Anyone who knows me knows, when I pop off, I pop off. But that doesn't take away from the fact that I'm still strategically really smart and I have the biggest heart. Just because I'm a bit of a loudmouth, there's no reason to try and silence somebody. And I see it all the time. And I hate bullies. I think bullying is disgusting in gaming. I want to see that come to a serious end because it's gross. And people who stand by and watch bullies and don't say anything about it are just as bad as the people doing the bullying. That's it. Yeah, so I wanted to have my voice so I could be screw you bullies and woohoo me.
Headshot says, tell us how the difference in personality in online games can mean so much.
Sorry, tell us personality in online games can mean so much.
Yeah, you might clash if you got differences in personalities, or maybe it's important to have differences in personalities because the yin to the yang. What are your views on that?
Somebody might bring something to the table that I don't. While I'm a hot topic here, and I'm always popping off. Not as bad lately, but I need someone who's cool, calm, and collective to lethal. We're the yin and yang, you know what I mean? I'm very confrontational. She's not very confrontational. She'll try and find these really great ways to talk things out without there having to be an argument. Whereas I'm fight or flight. I go fight every time. So it's good. Different personalities are good, just as long as you're doing it in a healthy way. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's good if you have a bit of a hot temper and you say, you speak up for yourself and whatnot. But there's a difference between speaking up for yourself and popping off for a second and then taking it to the next level and bullying people. That's inappropriate. So the different personalities are important. You want people, I know I'm a hot person, not hot oh, I'm so hot, but fiery. I'm a hothead. Yeah, I am fiery. So it's good for me to have people who are calmer around me so they can talk sense to me. When I have more hotheads around me, oh, it's hard. It's hard to play that way. Like, I love my brothers in ACG, but me and Doc sometimes are like oil and water because we're both hot-headed, you know? Or like Rex was saying last night, we're frenemies. Like, I adore him. I think he's an excellent player. But sometimes I want to punch him in his bald head. Like, it's nothing against him. I love him. Like, I just, you know, it's good to have people like you're pretty chill for the most part. And so is Lethal. And that keeps me chill. So the different personalities are important. And I might learn something from somebody new. You know what I mean? That, like, I don't want to play with just the same people as myself. Like, I want to learn new things as I'm learning and evolving and growing and becoming a better player. And then I can bestow my knowledge onto somebody else, you know?
Yeah, no, and I 100% agree with you there. And the yin and the yang thing is definitely a thing. I find myself not being attracted to friends that have the same personality as me, but the exact opposite. I mean, literally, like I every friend I can think of that I consider like family that are very close to me, like we have the opposite personality, and I think that plays a factor in my life as well as probably a lot of other people's lives. But we are 40 minutes in here, and we have touched on a lot of things. Before we get out of here, is there anything else that you could think of extreme importance you want to talk about?
Right out there.
Huh?
You cut right out for like the last like minute and a half.
Oh, sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
That's okay. So what were you asking me?
Yeah, so I was just saying, oh, that's why, stupid. Okay, yeah, so we've talked about a lot of things. We've touched on a lot of things that were pretty important. And I do think that it was important that you let the people know, you know, not only where you've been, what's been going on, and what you have planned in store, and I'm glad you did that, but is there anything else you can think of that's of importance that we should highlight before we get out of here? By the way, shout out to Xena.
Yeah, shout out to Xena. Is she here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So I think that everybody should I would really love if people really came in onto the next episode. I'm going to really go into great detail about where I'm taking tea time and some of the games that I'm going to be engaging in, and like the main game that I'm going to push hard. And I'm really excited about it, like really excited to talk about it. And I'm trying to hold back on this episode. I don't want to tell everybody yet. I want to make you come over and see me again sometime. So yeah, I want you to come in, please subscribe, watch as often as you can, and come back. I'm going to be here. Like, I'm not going anywhere. So get used to seeing this queen's face. I'm excited to tell you what we got for you for the future. And it'll be fun to share and partake.
If you guys do want to know when the next Tea Time episode is, I will make sure that you guys have at least 24 hours in advance notice, and we will be posting all episodes from now on in the official ACG Discord in the events section at the very, very top of the Discord. So anything that we know that's coming up in advance, whether it be one of my segments, one of her segments, just Lethal playing PUBG, you guys will know in advance. So definitely join the ACG Discord if you haven't already. We love all of you guys so much. Thanks for all the support. Hit that like and subscribe. And guys, in approximately 17 minutes, you will have an official Godfather live stream. And guys, let me tell you, if you miss it, you are going to send me hate mail. You are going to lose sleep over this, because it is a 3-part episode, 3 of them being live streams, and then we have all the juicy info, the screenshots, the videos, the evidence. We're going to be posting it in the ACG Discord, not on the channel. So ladies and gentlemen, get your popcorn, use the bathroom, call a friend. You got 17 minutes, and then we're live again. Until next time, y'all. Peace. Yeah. Yo, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. It's about to be in a minute. We're still live. We're letting it roll for about 10 more seconds. But dude, that was dope. That was really good.
That felt dope. I missed it. I missed my people, and I love the showing. I got a pretty good showing here, and I'm excited. I'm excited for your episode next too, bro.
Dude, I'm about to
Not
go
gonna lie.
in. I'm about to go in. I'm so excited.